Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot to put the recording on. I just noticed that, so I turned it
Oh,
on.
okay.
But go ahead.
Okay. So I do notice a few donations besides Jan's monthly that I need to acknowledge to people. Lisa is one of them. Thank you, Lisa, for your donation to the chapter. And thank you, Jan, for your monthly recurring donation. And Mike, I have your donation too, which I have not acknowledged because I did not have access. So I have access and I will send out the final acknowledgement soon. And after that, I would like, as I told you, Mike, I do want to step back from this responsibility of treasurer, but I do want to continue. It's not that I'm leaving, but I just don't want to be treasurer anymore. So I will talk to you and Rolando later on about what to do with the PEX card that I have. Should I send it to you? Because they'll have to transfer it in your name then. And things will
Okay.
work out the details.
Yeah, we can talk about that later, either in
Yeah.
the discussion or in our executive meeting, or even you can call me. We can talk about that. Um, okay. And then let's see, Lisa, did you have any opening remarks you'd like to add?
For secretary, I just want to update it that the meeting minutes, I've completed all the meeting minutes for last year up
Wow.
to November. So it's all saved in the shared drive if anyone wants to look up. And that's all. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Okay, the next part, which we've kind of touched on a little bit already, is our chapter elections and the state of our chapter. It's kind of an open discussion. Once again, we will have hopefully we can have our executive team meeting within the next couple of weeks to talk some more about this in depth. But we are here right now, and um, I have put out in our newsletter. So we've put that out to the membership 2 months in a row now. Uh, our annual announcement, seeking out talent to help out. And I hope everybody's reading our newsletter, but I'm pretty sure we have it back to back months now. And then our official announcement here today. So I will put my name forward to continue in my current role if no one steps up. Also, I know Climate Reality in general, like we like to switch around leadership team. And since nobody stepped forward, I basically I put in my personal email and the Climate Reality email, and I asked anybody to copy to both emails. I have zero inquiries. I have zero texts. I have put my phone number out there as zero phone calls. So, and then on that note, we have a number of open positions, of course. So we're looking for talent in terms of taking on a leadership position or co-chairing, like Jayashree and I do co-chair. So there are co-positions available to. I'm not going to throw anybody into the wind by themselves. We're here as a team. So I just want to put that out there to everybody as well. And I think I skipped our meeting rules and land acknowledgement. Lisa's waving her hand. Yes, Lisa.
Mike, I think we missed the meeting rules and the land
Yeah,
acknowledgement.
you just saw that too. Okay, let me see if I can find that. 'Cause, yeah, I did not have that up there. All right. Well, we can keep this discussion going and I will see if I can find that. Meeting rules, play nice. There we go. All righty. I think I can. Is it okay with everybody if I just go ahead and read it? Do this. Um, Make space or take space. 2 minutes to each, approximately, if the discussion is big. Make sure everybody gets a chance. Speak from the I perspective instead of generalizing. practice active listening and seek to understand, assume good intentions and respect each other's space, time, and interest, be willing to be uncomfortable, be open to productive discomfort. Disagree without discord, and accept that there is no quick fix. Those are our ground rules and Indigenous land acknowledgement. We also like to start our meeting this way. All righty. And this is posted on our chapter website. So specifically in the DFW areas, we are standing and living on the lands stolen from the Kickapoo, Wichita, and Tawakoni. In addition to Humanos and Comanche people who have been harmed yet continue to thrive in the process of colonialization and white supremacy. I encourage all of us to go to native-land.ca and educate ourselves on these Native communities. I can drop that in the chat too. Okay. So back to and thank you, Lisa, for pointing that out. It just popped into my head as well. Back to our discussion on elections and the state of our chapter. It's a roundtable. Jump right in, Paula.
Yeah, I have a question. So do you have any sense for how many people are joining at the national level? So are there like still virtual trainings or in-person trainings? Because like when you and I look at the monthly update, unless we're looking at something that's out of date, we don't seem to be getting a lot of new chapter members. And I'm just wondering if that's because there aren't a lot of people who are going through trainings who then have the opportunity to get funneled into joining a chapter.
Yes, that's a good question. And I have a feeling that's exactly what's going on. And so when there are trainings, when there's events, then we get this surge of inquiries.
Yeah.
Even like after Earth Day last year when we had signups from the table the last couple of years. So yeah, since there's been pretty flat, the whole thing at National is transitioning to get people signed up on the new Reality Hub.
Yeah.
The one thing I did notice, a lot of energy coming out of our first national meeting the other night, and I can't remember, Jayashree, I think you were on that call, but there is a training in May. It's going to be Al Gore is actually hosting it in his hometown of Nashville, I believe. So yeah, I think that you and I were wondering if that was accurate. That list, when we opened it up, it is accurate. We have, I think, just a couple new members over the last few months. So, Jayashree?
So I do have access to the members through that connection that Ronaldo gave me. We do get a couple of new members over there, but we'll be having 4 trainings in US this year. So be aware and sign up as mentor, or if you want to be trained again or anything.
And Jayashree, can you correct me if I'm wrong? I think they said it was going to be the first weekend of May, I believe, and it's in Nashville. It was the in-person, and they're probably going to do an online. But
yeah, there'll be an online part of it, but they're going to do in person, and it'll be 4 trainings over the year and whole year. And they will announce the details soon. It hasn't been out yet, I think. I haven't checked the hub.
Okay.
So we should get some new members soon.
Okay. So the next part of this, okay. I thought I saw a new hand. That was Jayashree Star.
Oh, sorry. Let me put that down.
Okay. So yeah, Al Gore was on it. It was a national call. That was really awesome to see Al Gore speak to everybody, and he's hosting in Nashville, and that's the beginning of May. So they have not released the sign up for that yet, so I don't have a link to share there. But right now we'll do it as a save the date along with our Earth Day save the date. I think we're going to have like back to back and see hopefully a surge in membership and activism at that point. So the other thing about our chapter and lack of attendance, lack of participation, I think we've all kind of had little discussions here and there about that. with Jan stepping back, she's also still offering to assist with our Earth Day at Oak Cliff again. So we'll talk about this once again in our executive team meeting, but for now, I think her and I will be kind of co-coordinating the initial planning and presenting that to everybody. There's nothing big that's to report on in that sense right now, except initial outreach and saving the date. So I have to confirm with the Oak Cliff Earth Day people that everything is a go. I have not heard back from them yet, but either way, the process has started, and that's what's on our minds. The other thing, which I think several of us have talked about, is whether or not we want to continue this monthly meeting at all, and instead replace it with action meetings, like what is going on the Reality Hub right now. And that's why it's so important that we get the membership moved into the hub. And I'm going to drop that link. If anybody has not gotten onto the hub yet and done their new sign in or first time sign in, please do that. And Dr. Grayson, you might want to join us there. It's the easiest way and most user friendly way to see what's going on at the national level, all the regional level. You can see what the book club is doing, and have all the links at our hands for not only ongoing discussion but ongoing action. So I'm going to find that link. But overall, I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts. I know one of the things we could do is just change the meeting time from Saturday morning. But are these meetings, our focus has been educational. We've been finding speakers. Is an open meeting monthly still worth it, or switching to more of an action-oriented format where we can even join, the Climate Change Makers action, which is Monday nights. So open floor, please just jump in. Love to hear everybody's thoughts.
Well, Mike, I've always said I really don't like Saturday morning. I still don't like Saturday morning. And I think, as you can tell, we don't get a lot of response. So if we were going to change the date, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea. But I floated a few months ago, why not make this more like quarterly, or why not partner with the other groups in the big cities in Texas or the region and combine our meetings with them and, share the burden and make more connections that way, because we have some great information in our meetings, and I just feel like we're doing it for a small group, but we could share it with everybody in the state and vice versa, and then we wouldn't have to be grappling every month to set it up. So that's my thought. But yeah, but as you know, I don't have much voice at this point because I really don't have time for much of anything right now, so I'll defer to everybody's decision.
No, I like that. That's a great idea, really. Orderly with partnerships. I got it in my notes.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I know from I think Jan, did we work at Earth Day Oak Cliff last year together? I think we did, right?
Yes, I've been there the
Yeah.
last 2 years. So
Yeah.
you were
I
there.
think I know I was there like recently. I think it was last year.
Yeah.
When a number of groups came by and they said that they would love to partner with us, and they were like smaller groups, not like necessarily like Sierra Club or something, So I do think there's a lot to be said for the partnership, because then we can all continue, following activities on the hub and stay engaged, but, have like the opportunity. I'm just sorry, just repeating what Jan said, so I'll stop. But I agree with that. And I also love the idea of a quarterly Zoom meeting, because then we all still stay connected. And that way, if like you can't do an activity for a couple of months, you don't totally lose like, oh, I'm never going to see people on Zoom again. So I'm highly supportive of quarterly. And I'm just going to say I'm going to have to drop in about 2 or 3 minutes. So apologies in advance. But thanks to everybody for being here today.
Thank you for jumping in with us. And I knew your time was short, but it was definitely big that you were here. So thank you. Yeah, okay. I just dropped the link to the Reality Hub for those that need it. I just tested it. It works fine. Although since I'm already logged in, it just takes me to my, my page. So I think when you hit that, there should be a way to sign up. I look at it as kind of like our own personal Facebook without the fluff. It is focused. There are groups. The events are all posted. Leadership core, and this is where we're going to hear everything. There's interest spaces. I mentioned the book club, but there's also climate business, climate creatives, which is led by Beth, our past team member, who is super active and awesome with us every month. Climate education, climate justice, nature-based solutions. So there's all kinds of areas to check out there in the hub, and I hope I just want to keep encouraging people to make sure they're signed up and poking their nose in there often. Okay, so any other comments about? We are still on our chapter discussion. Okay. If anybody is talking, you're either on mute or it's a secret code. No. All right. So other national events and Earth Day, we've kind of touched on. I'm going to drop one more link in, but our next order of business is actually the Climate Reality Projects. This is on our website, the Climate Reality website, not our DFW chapter website. So if we click on that next link, we can look at that together. It is 10:40, so we are a few minutes late, and I'm just going to kind of talk through what we did with Climate Changemakers as an example of what we can do in a quick action. Some actions are quicker than others, and for people like me that overthink every word they're typing, it can take longer. So I want to encourage that. If everybody's okay with that, let's take a quick look at this together. We're going to click on that, the action link that takes us to the web page, and when I'm doing that, it's hard for me to also watch the Zoom. So if you need to ask a question, just speak out and up, please. So everybody should be looking at that page. And Jayashree, I don't know if you were still on your phone, if you're able to do that, or are you playing along?
Yeah, I did.
You are. Okay. All right. So on that page, what you can do, if we just scroll down, digital actions, the very first one says tell state leaders, unblock cheap, clean energy, and build high voltage transmission lines. So if we hover there and open that one up. So last week in the Climate Changemakers Monday night hour of action, this is the issue we worked on. Okay. The idea here is to pick one of our elected officials that might matter, either your state representative, state senator, or even higher up in the state chain. We could also go to our nationally, our US reps. But this is a state-focused action. But once again, what is your comfortability? Who do you think should hear this? And it is to go on that website and write a letter. I think what they've said is that research shows basically, and there's a number of ways, what is the most effective way to reach our elected officials? And it is in person, on the phone, and by letter writing. But the one thing they said about letter writing was that it's very important to personalize what we are saying. So all these, the form letters that are, it's form filled for us. It gives us every word that we can say. We can just pop our name in and send it. They're really leaning away towards that. So what they've done, if you see, if you scroll down, there's an issue briefing here. And basically that's saying, and you can click on that, you're learning enough, but this is the page we want to follow. And you can see that contact your state legislator about leading on transmission. contact your governor and other state agencies and get them to act. So the idea behind transmission lines and why this is their first action of the year, and if you look at back, scroll back to the top, just under the main picture there, we can unblock thousands of clean energy projects by expanding the U.S. power grid. So this is something we won't see results on in the next week. This is more of a long-term, health of our nation's electrical grid as states keep putting up more solar and more wind power. It's important that these get connected to the grid, of course, and we are, I guess, the infrastructure to move all this power around the nation is definitely in need of upgrading. So that's the whole point here, is to get our elected officials to understand that this needs to happen. And the benefit there is, clean energy benefits. And we all benefit from that, of course, and moving away from fossil fuels to power. So in order to, though, move forward over the next decades, we really need this in our playbook. So that's why they picked that. And we spent time, they actually gave us, I think it was 20 to 25 minutes. I don't know if anybody's ever been on one of those, but the Climate Change Makers Monday Night Action will resume not this coming Monday because it's Martin Luther King Day, but it will resume the next one, and I'm going to drop that link as well. So are there any questions about that? What I would like to do is encourage everybody, instead of staying on for a longer meeting though, if you can just do this action today when you have a moment, or even just continue right after we're done with the meeting, just do it right away. And that's part of my New Year's resolution. I would just want to keep encouraging that. Any questions or discussion on this? Thank you, Jayashri, for coming on. I see your note. You have to
Yeah,
get going.
so fine.
And you're already on the hub, right, Jayashri?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. All righty. Well, let's catch up
Okay, bye.
later and have a great
Yeah.
day.
Bye.
Okay, so doesn't seem like anybody has any questions. And since it took most of the participants the other night at least 15 minutes to get their letters going, I don't want to tie up everybody as it was. We'll probably go overtime. Jeffrey's not here to do the closing, but I feel like if there's anything else we can discuss right now, excuse me, that we should keep the floor open. So anything on these actions, first of all, and then Lisa, I didn't get to ask you personally if you were going to be able to continue in your current role as secretary. I was assuming you did. I couldn't remember if you had told us though.
I'll be happy to.
Okay, great.
Hey, I have one thing I should have said earlier. Early voting starts in just a couple of weeks. I think February 17th. And you can vote countywide, but you have to go to your polling place for election day. The end.
Thank you, Jan. Yeah, I think what Jan's referencing is a lot of the DFW area, a lot of the counties in the state actually are switching back to making us vote at our polling place closest to our precinct. Where previously a lot of counties would let you vote anywhere at any location in the county. So it's slightly different. Please check your, you can always go, I suggest strongly to go on the elections website for your county and pull yourself up, your address, your name, and make sure that you have access to your ballot and your polling location is noted. Okay. Thank
And
you,
I've
Jan.
also heard from the feds in different places that it's better if you vote early because then the resources for bringing out the vote can be focused on those who haven't voted yet because they can tell who has voted and who hasn't. So you won't be continuing to get all the literature and phone calls and stuff. If you just do it early, and then it's good for everybody. Yes, that's number one focus for mine right now.
All right, so there are also apps for the Reality Hub. Would anybody like a link? I have not downloaded that myself. I just prefer to use it on my laptop. But I can drop that link. I'm also going to drop the Climate Change Makers link right now. And I believe that takes everyone to the homepage. It's kind of what you're looking at right now, in the sense of, their high voltage highway advocacy action pact. If you see, the web address starts with climatechangemakers.org. So anyway, that is that link. Let me see if I think I had one other one I wanted to share. Oh, the book club. I know we have some readers out there. So in the newsletter, the date and link were posted, but I don't think we said what it was. So I'm going to drop that in. This is the book club national. And I forgot. I wanted to make sure Jayashree saw that. So I'll send that. Okay. And yeah, there's a lot on the calendar. I just really do want to encourage everyone to get on the hub and you look at the events and you hook in with Climate Change Makers. You're going to see a lot. And what I hope to do for Earth Day, we've been reached out to from two other chapters, the Austin and San Antonio. And there's some discussion started. It's just initial discussion on what we can team up on this year. And I think that kind of bounces into what, Jan was saying, and what everybody seems to be agreeing on is maybe a quarterly meeting, and, combining our efforts with other organizations and other chapters falls into that category as well. So for now, what we're looking to do, I think as a team, it sounds like, is focus on Earth Day. And I'm going to fix the calendar, and we're going to get a new invite out for a meeting that day that is not a Saturday. And so, Dr. Pam, please watch your email. We usually try to get those, all the links put out with the newsletter at the beginning of the month. It's, not always happening on the 1st, but always somewhere close to that email goes out. And if you don't have that, I think you said you did, but if for any reason, it sounds like you and Paula traded emails, and you can hook up with her, or you can send me a text, and I'm going to drop my phone number in here. And you can send me your information, and I'll make sure that, to follow up, that we get you on our email list. But otherwise, friends, any closing comments? I think I've been talking a lot, but we had some good discussions. Does anybody like to contribute anything else? Any questions about where we're heading, Lisa?
Mike, I just wanted to clarify. So, are we adopting Jane's suggestion to change our meeting into a quarterly meeting from now on? Or well, we had the discussion, but there seems to be no conclusion yet.
No, the next step was to go to the executive team with this. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to put out an email to the team asking their availability so we can have a consensus and, enough people to make a decision. So hopefully within the next 2 weeks, we can meet and decide that. I think in terms of everybody I've talked to so far, it looks like it is leaning that way. So yeah, I think right now it's got to go to the executive team. Also, we have to finalize any elections, and make sure we just get everybody that wants to continue in their role, at the very least, settled, and make sure that, we're firmed up there. So we have to have a team meeting for those two reasons. So then, Dr. Grayson, since you're South Dallas, and I don't know if you'd like to participate in Earth Day with us in any way, or if any of the coalitions and groups that you're with. I know Texas Trees, I feel like they're always out there at Oak Cliff Earth Day. It seems to be one of the bigger
Yeah,
Earth Days.
I will work to show up because I think I saw the date was April 26th, correct? April 19th.
Yeah, it's usually the Sunday
Okay.
before Earth Day.
Right.
If Earth
And
Day
that's a
does
night.
not,
Okay,
it's
that's a Sunday?
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
Sunday
I can participate in
afternoon.
that.
Okay, well, we'll definitely be able to meet in person. You can find me at the table.
Okay.
So that'll be great.
okay. Great. Well, thank you, everybody. Any final comments? If not, we're gonna, I guess we'll close out the meeting and everybody have a beautiful day. There are other elections going on too, so please, go on the county website and make sure you don't have one. I have an early voting. We have in Plano. We do have a city council election that just started. Early voting opened up Wednesday, so never know. All of a
You
sudden, you're
must
like,
do what,
wait.
Grand Prairie, Garland somewhere? Grand Prairie, Garland? Because it's not
For
Dallas.
mine is Plano.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just a handful of city elections across the area. So yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely have to check.
Now,
Yeah, I think
here
Dallas.
in Dallas, yes, it's big. You got February 17th is open early voting starting. You have so many judicial races on the
Yes.
agenda.
Okay.
And we need to pay attention specifically to those civil judges because when it comes to environmental things, that's where we're going to land in court.
You're
100%.
right about
And
that.
I know on January 27th, we're having South Dallas Super Tuesday. We're going to have about 30 candidates walk through the rec center, and they're going to give us their why and why should we vote for them.
Fantastic.
Okay. All right, great. Maybe we'll put a little candidate forum thing in the newsletter. Actually, comes out. That sounds like that was before the end of the month. So, but either way, keep us up to date, and we'll be glad to include things. We have to be nonpartisan in the way we present it. But other than that, yeah, the environment is what we want to win. So I think everybody knows that message. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. I want you all to have a beautiful day. And executive team, please stay tuned for an email that we're going to have to find a moment that we can have a meeting. So.
Thanks, Mike. Great to meet you, Dr. Pam. So glad to have you.
Thank you very much, Mike. And good
All right.
to see you, Jen. I don't
Me
see you,
too.
but I heard you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We
You know
want-
what? I was on my phone. Hang on, I'll put it on.
We want
Here
to
I
see you, Jen. There
am.
she is. Hey,
Sorry, didn't mean to be so
it's okay.
Hang on.
Happy New Year.
That's okay. Good
trying.
to see you.
Yeah, you too. Y'all take care.
All right. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye.